uh, not a problem, but needs time to adjust to getting back to work after a long break, like Christmas time, right? Um, Today was my first day back to the office, and then I had court. It's well, we thank God. We Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. Hi, everyone. Happy New Year. See, we're starting the new year off well, right on time. Miss Eleanor and Miss Abena. Haha. Not cool. Let me not jinx it. Hi, everyone. Happy 2024. How was everyone's break? Happy New Year. Can you tell I'm excited to be back? Yo, I really do love what I do. I really enjoyed my time off. My kids were with me for Christmas, and then day after Christmas, they went over to their dad, and I went to New Orleans because this mama is is going to live life. Well, hi everyone. Come on in. Say hello. Say hello. So we are a new time for. Can everybody see me okay on YouTube and Facebook? Happy New Year. If you're on Facebook, please let me know if you're able to see me okay. I would really appreciate that. Okay, so new time for Happy New Year. I can make glasses me because if I can't see it, all right. I have an appointment with my optometrist coming up later next week or something. Yes, we are back. I am excited. I'm tired still because I had court till late this evening, but it's all good. Excited to be back. Perfect. Thank you, Mr. Chinedu. Thank you. Happy New Year. Did you send that stuff out? So excited to be back. It's a great year. It is going to be a great year. So live is going to be new time, 8:30 p.m. Central Time. Most people are in Eastern time zone. And so that'll be 9:30 Eastern time zone. If you're in Pacific time, it's going to be, see, I went in law school, so I don't have to do math. But I think Pacific time zone will be 6:30 your time. That's all I can do. But anyway, this is Attorney Abisola Adebola Olale, immigration attorney based in Alabama, representing immigration clients in all 50 states. We are back live. So if you're just joining us for the first time, I come live to talk about all things immigration Tuesdays and Thursdays. Now it's going to be 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, Alabama time. If we can help you this year with your immigration case, we look forward to that. Contact information is 334. Miss Eleanor Sanctuary has been kind enough to put that on Instagram. If you are on YouTube and Facebook, you would see it on your screen. It's currently on the bottom. Hello, TikTok family, 334-341-4475. Our website is olalayalawfirm.com. So question we get all the time. Hello, Carol. Can I represent you even if you're not in my state? Absolutely. Immigration is federal practice. It doesn't matter what state you live in. I can't end you represent immigration clients in all 50 states. Most likely I'm going to be heading, I think my first out-of-state trip may most likely be Arizona later this month. Fingers crossed. But I am happy to be back with you guys. It is going to be a great year. It is a year of overflowing grace. That is my theme for the year. Overflowing grace and abundance. We have to speak it before we see it. So that is, hello, Ms. Adena. Okay, so I've got an email in my draft for you, but probably over the weekend, just so you know. Happy New Year. Happy 2024. You know, the new year starts and everybody makes resolutions. I stopped making resolutions. I do prayer points because, you know, for resolutions to each their own. You get to the stage in life, it's about you and God. So, but I've got some things that I can share as part of my declarations for this year. And if you're interested, I can put it on any of our page so that you can speak that into your life as well. But anyway, please share, like, follow TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, subscribe to YouTube channel, all platforms at Olale Immigration. I would greatly appreciate that. So thank you, everyone. Okay, let's talk immigration. What are we talking about tonight? let's talk about, we're starting this year with Vawa. That is one of our big, so I do family based applications and employment, as well as humanitarian, meaning asylum cases, but mainly family and employment. Employment cases are primarily represent organizations, perm applications, H-1B, and then self-petitioners in NIW. So it's almost like a 50-50 thing, but majority of people, obviously, for most, because employment is more about education, related qualifications based, and corporate. I think that's a better way to say it. But a lot of people have more family cases, which we see a lot of cases. I do a lot of consults relating to VA. So I get many questions relating to VA cases. That's where I'm going with this. VAWA and qualifying relationship. That's what we're talking about tonight. Okay. This came up because I had 2 consults yesterday and today. I worked from home yesterday, but my schedule is crazy, but I thank God. But those consults had to do with people who are living with their partners, not legally married, and wondering if they can file for VA. And we've got, my staff, sometimes we have people who send us emails asking about that. Okay, what happens if I'm not, they refuse to get married to me, but we're living together, or we have a child together, but they wouldn't, they haven't proposed, whatever the case may be. Do I still qualify for VA? So whenever you file for VA, and if you've never heard of VA, VA is a family-based green card process where rather than have your spouse file on your behalf, you can file it for yourself. It is based on you being the victim of abuse. So you have been subjected to abuse at the hand of that spouse. So the VA is the same thing. It is still a family-based petition, but in place of your spouse being your sponsor, you sponsor yourself on that underlying petition, which will be the basis for you to file a green card. So whenever you have a VA case, one of the requirements in a VA case is you must have a qualifying relationship. A qualifying relationship means that all previous marriages that you had have been legally terminated and you are married to your spouse. That brings me to the question, what exactly is marriage? Obviously, as we all know, you're getting married. You guys go to the courthouse, you go to church. It's recognized in your state. You get a marriage license, that you get a marriage certificate. That's part of the evidence that you send in with your VA petition. But then there is the gray area of we're living together. We've never gotten married. They wouldn't propose to me, or they promised marriage, but they wouldn't do anything. And especially when you have a child with a person, it gets, much more difficult to just up and leave. Do you have are you eligible to file for VA in a case like that? Short answer to that is it depends. That is an attorney answer, but it depends. Here's why it depends. If you are living in a common law marriage state, then you may be eligible for a VAWA case based on the fact that USCIS recognizes common law marriages as long as it is valid in your state of residence. Let me say that again. Generally, you need to have the regular marriage certificate. That's proof of marriage, proof of qualifying relationship, along with divorce certificate that all previous marriages had been terminated. If you do not have a marriage certificate like everybody else, then the question is, do you live in a common law marriage state? And if you live in a common law, in a state where common law marriage is recognized as a valid marital union, then USCIS is required to recognize that marital union as a valid qualifying relationship for a VAWA case. So I'll give you an example. So what examples of states that have qualified the common law marriages? We've got Colorado, we've got Montana. I think Utah is one of those states. No, I was going to say Arizona. No, Rhode Island used to be a common law state. Alabama used to be a common law marriage state. I think Kansas, Oklahoma. There are a handful of states. But here's what I want you guys to understand. So if you are in the relationship with someone, they haven't married you or they haven't proposed to you, not legally married, but you live in a common law marriage state and you actually live together, then the next thing you want to find out is, yeah, hi, Epic Movement. Texas is a common law marriage state. The next thing you want to find out is, I never heard back from you. Is what does your state require of you to prove that you are in a common law marriage? It's one thing for your state to recognize common law marriage, but it's another thing for you to be able to prove that you've got a common law marriage. There are some states such as Texas that actually has Texas has a legal document they will give you as proof of your common law marriage. So that makes it very straightforward for you in a state like that, where the law of the state is you can actually apply for that, and they will give you something from your clerk's office stating that you are in a common law marriage. Straightforward, right? There are some states that will not give you anything. For instance, Alabama used to be a common law marriage. Common law marriage was abolished in Alabama as of January 2017. However, in a state like Alabama, if you were in the common law marriage with that partner prior to January 2017, then you still will qualify to have, then that marriage will still be recognized as a valid marriage in Alabama, as long as you entered into that common law marriage prior to January 2017. So what do you require? What is required to prove common law marriage? That is state specific. That's where I can't help you because immigration is federal practice. Yeah. But if you're a client that comes to me and say, hey, Sister Lawyer, common law marriage and you family I young people, I love yada yada yada, but there's nothing legal. She common law marriage in Mumbai. Obviously, I would help you do that research because you would have paid for consultation, which is part of what I would have to do prior to meeting with you. Research that. Legal research is part of what we do, making sure that what are the requirements in your state to be able to satisfy common law marriage. So, for instance, in Alabama, if you were in a common law marriage prior to January 2017, you're required to show that you were living with the person, or you're still living with the person as of that date. You and that person intended to marry each other. There was an intention that you're going to be a husband and wife. How do you prove that? People thought, and I think the last point in Alabama is you have carried on as husband and wife to the point where people who know you believe that you are actually husband and wife. So intention to marry, if you live together, you buy a home together, you have joint accounts, you file taxes together, and that's possible in some states. You've got insurance together, things that married couples do, you also do. That shows an intention that satisfies the requirement of intention to marry. People know you together. People actually believe that you're married, and you still intend to marry each other. That is basically what you're required in my state as of January 2027, prior to January 2027. So if you've, and the same thing applies in the state of Rhode Island. I actually had a client where we recently sent in a Vawa case for them. In a state where you do not have any legal document, like the state of Texas, that shows that you were in a common law marriage. So what do you need to prove? Alternatively, the alternative you have from having a legal document is an affidavit. So you've got an affidavit to be able to show and narrate why you qualify, or your relationship qualifies as a common law marriage. And as long as it is recognized in your state of residency as a valid common law marriage, then USCIS will regard and acknowledge that union as a legal qualifying relationship for VAWA cases. Show you. So that's how you can get around if you're not in a legal marriage. So you're living with somebody, you've been subject to abuse, everyone thinks you're husband and wife, or you've recently moved out, but you lived with them, you shared a residence, everybody thought you were husband and wife, you carried on as husband and wife, but there's no legal marriage certificate. First thing I wanted to do is consider the state you live in. Everybody's got on the internet. Go online and try to do a Google search, or do a Google search, as you say. But obviously, you want to talk to an attorney. So, yeah, thanks for reading. So, definitely, you want to talk to an attorney. That's as important as it's important. Not because I'm an attorney. I'm just letting you know it's important. But anyway, that's how you can get around to see if you qualify. Because I need you guys to understand something. We are in an election year. It is election year 2024. We're going to be electing our president for the next 4 years. There's a whole, hello, Ms. Olu, how are you? There is a whole lot of election fiasco going on. Why is that important with immigration? Every single administration has immigration policies. We've seen that in past administrations, especially the one before Biden. So, and that same person is also running for presidency. So imagine if the other party gets in. There's gonna be changes. There will be changes. What am I getting at? If you are trying to figure out whether or not you qualify for something, please do not wait until the law is not on your side. This is the time that you already know. The devil you know is right now. The time you want to get your case evaluated and find out if you are eligible for, don't say that like, hey, I want to support. No, I want to support. Unless they have a law degree and they practice immigration law, please understand it is just, anyway, it's just that. Seriously, get your case evaluated. If you don't have a case, that's fine. But do not wait till when it gets too late. And on that note, we are currently having our New Year consultation special. So I told you all my consultation fee was going up last year. It has gone up. So for those who were complaining that it was expensive last year, well, inflation on. But we have a special going on for the 30 minutes consultation option. It's normally $140 now for 30 minutes. We have a special going on for $110 for the month of January. February 1st. No, it's not going to happen. And it's not $100, it's $110. Yes, but it doesn't, the exception doesn't apply to me. So take advantage of what we have going on. Get your cases evaluated. If you are one that is wondering if your current situation with your partner qualifies as a common law marriage, you want to find out whether you qualify for VAWA, and rather than sitting down and wondering what life could be. And that's what she wrote, people. Okay, let's get to I love this. Y'all don't even understand. My kids are still get so excited when I'm when I'm talking to a client, because sometimes I work from home, so half of the time I'm like, what the heck is she talking about? They can sense the excited in my voice. I'm like, well, I call them my freeloading roommates. So yes, thank you for joining us. Well, thank you, Ms. Savannah. Please note that new time for lives on Tuesday and Thursday is now 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So 8:30 p.m. my time, no longer 9 p.m. So that'll be 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, and then figure it out for your time zone. Also, we still are having that issue. Consultation time is Alabama time zone, meaning Central Time Zone. So please note that most people may live in in places where it's Eastern time zone, like New York, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, Florida, some part of Florida. But if you live in Texas, we have the same time zone. If you live in Illinois, we have the same time zone. If you live in Louisiana, we have the same time zone. Just take note of your time zone in your state. Okay, disclaimer. General information, nothing, no response to anybody's question is specific to your case. It doesn't mean it's going to be helpful to your case. It just means that is general information. It's not going to happen. No. Oh, and also, before I forget, y'all, I really, truly appreciate when people make concessions with me and they, especially if you speak my native language, Yoruba language, and know it makes you feel comfortable. But let me say this because something happened today that's going to prompt me to say this. If you tell me that you entered into a marriage just for green card purposes, and when we say that, like, okay, let me just stop you. But if you say it and tell me how it was just for a green card, I'm still married to my ex, whatever, please understand, I will not be able to help you. Let me say that again. If you make volunteer information to me that you entered into a marriage just for green card, because obviously we know that happens, and I understand that you may be telling me because you feel comfortable telling me that, but if you say that to me, I will not be able to help your case, no matter how much evidence you may actually have, in spite of entering into the marriage for the purpose of green card, because I worked too hard for my license. That it's not about being comfortable. It's about making sure that I don't do anything that is illegal. So help me help you. Okay. Yeah, don't forget to take advantage of the promotion we have right now. LB says, my VAWA case was approved. Congratulations. I have a pending I-485. What will happen next? Do I need to contact the field office for my I-485? Well, there's no reason to contact your field office for your I-485 if your case was filed together. So in a situation where you had to convert from a regular marriage case to a VAWA case where you're not transferred your I-485, normally, once you had made the abeyance request, your cases are linked. That should be the normal thing. Sometimes because it's USCIs, they may not do that. What I do in my firm is whenever we have a case where it was transferred, there was a conversion from regular case to VAWA case, and we get a VAWA approval, and that case, the I-485 is still pending the field office. What I do is I send a courtesy letter to the field office with a copy of which is not required. I just feel comfortable doing that. With a copy of the I-360 approval notice, letting them know it's been approved. So we're moving forward with adjudication of the I-485. But if you was filed together concurrently with the VAWA petition, then you don't need to do that. If Vermont Service Center will forward your case to the National Benefits Center, and they will decide whether or not there's going to be an interview scheduled. If there's interview scheduled, it was forwarded to the field office, and then they'll schedule your interview. That's basically what needs to be done. Dear Attorney Olin, I have to go to show. This is just initial of the person. It's an interesting spelling of my last name. Do all the witness letters based on VAWA get verified by USCIS either by calling or home visiting? USCIS retains the discretion to verify information provided by our witnesses. But I want to tell you that usually that happens less than 0.00001% of the time. General information, nothing specific to anyone's case, but that's basically how that goes. Okay. Do you know what year the USCIS are working on that? It's not about year, it's about present time. So if you put in your priority date in the USCIS present time calculator, it will tell you the earliest date that you can make inquiries about your case. But present time pay gives you an estimate of how long it is taking USCIS to process each type of application and petition. VAWA generally is taking anywhere from 33 months because it fluctuates a lot. So it goes from 33 months to 38 months. So basically about 3 years for the VAWA petition itself. Now, that could be shorter if you get it expedited, or they transfer priority date, which they should, but hardly do for the most part. But that's basically what's going on. Okay. The timeline for VAWA, is it the same if you're married with USA citizen or green card holder? The timeline for the VAWA petition itself is general. I haven't seen a difference whether you're married to a green card holder or a US citizen, because it doesn't differentiate anyway. Where the difference may lie is when it's time to now apply for the green card. Married to a U.S. citizen, you're not waiting for a visa number to become available because you're an immediate relative, compared to someone who was married to a green card holder who has to wait until a valid visa number becomes available. With filing for VAWA, are you always guaranteed a work permit? There's nothing USCIS guarantees you about anything. Please keep in mind that immigration benefits are considered privileges, not rights. So for you to get a work permit based on VAWA, two options. Either you file a green card application at the same time, as long as you're eligible for that, and then you will be able to file a C9 category work permit while your case is pending, or you wait for your VAWA petition to be approved, which obviously can take up to 3 years. And as long as you had indicated in your I-360 petition that you want them to issue you a work permit, then once your VAWA petition is approved, you get a C31 EAD. If I apply for VAWA with C9 category in January 2024, when can I expect the work permit? USCIS.gov/present times. I received notification on my phone that an RFE is required after 1 year of 360 approval, but I'm still waiting on the physical mail. Could that be medical? I can't speculate to what I don't know. Okay, you're welcome, Ms. Jane. Let's see. What's the time? Okay. Yeah, I submitted my I-751 since November 2021. Okay, so what's the question? They took my fingerprints on December 2022. What is the next pending? What is it? You're waiting for them to approve your case or schedule an interview. Stamp I-551 expires soon. What you do next? Schedule another appointment to get another stamp. Hello, Miss Delia. How are you? Happy New Year. Okay, let's see. Hello, happy New Year, everyone. Thank you. I have a lawyer, but can I consult with you on information? Absolutely. I have clients who get second opinion. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't even take that. But sometimes I even tell them, hey, if you don't think it's making sense, there's no issue. You just consult with someone else, and if they confirm it for you, then I think that's the confirmation you need. So yeah, you can. Okay. What's your fee for a spouse green card? I don't have set fees. The fees are discussed in the proper paid consultation. I sent RFE medical for I-45 a month ago. I wanted to approve an interview. What should I expect? What do you mean, what should you expect? Can you be a lawyer for someone in Houston? Absolutely. Actually, I want to say about 40% of my immigration clients actually are living or residents of Texas, because each year we do with my what's it called, office business manager, we do every year we have meetings like what we're doing, what is our goal, yada yada yada. So we do this. Well, he's got this graph. I don't do graph thing. I do law. I can talk you out of your name, but calculating and graphing, miss me with that. So, but he was, like, hey, majority of your clients actually live in Texas. So, yeah. Any predictions for visa ability? I wish I could, but my prayer, my sincere hope is God, please, especially for employment-based cases. I got NIW EB2 approvals. I think we have about 30 from last year. We can't file green card applications because the priority date is not current. So everybody's either on F1 visa or H1B. It's frustrating. So I can't predict, but I'm hoping that, yeah. I sent my RFP over 3 weeks ago. However, I don't see an update online. My response date ends in 4 days. As long as you have confirmation that you had sent it, Larry, tell people make sure you send in your anything you're sending to USCIS. Please send in with trackable mail, USPS, Express Mail, Priority Mail, UPS, FedEx. Make sure you've got something to track it just in case. As long as you've done that, half of the time they don't update anything as far as receiving RFP. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Thank you. Let's see. Case being actively reviewed. What does that mean? It could mean anything. It could mean they're working on your case. It could mean that it's just acknowledging that your case is being processed. It could mean anything. And it could mean that they're about to approve your case. There's nothing concrete about that actively reviewing your case. Your case status can stay as actively reviewing your case for the next 1 year. I'm a citizen, 2 kids back home. They were not reported when coming to the U.S. Is there a chance for them to join me? Sit down and consult with a lawyer. EB2, what are the chances of being approved without a publication citation? It's always advisable to do that, even if it's just writing articles. But it depends on what your occupation is. Not every kind of occupation is going to really rely on publication. There are other evidence that you can use in place in lieu of that. So I can tell you chances because everyone's case is very, very, very different. I just jumped. Okay, hold on. Okay. Ugh, I hate when this happens. Okay, when you travel with advanced parole, is there a chance of not letting you back in the country? USCIS gives you the advanced parole. That is, it acts like a visa for you to come back into the country. But just like a visa, CBP has the final say whether or not you're coming into the country. But having said that, knock on wood, knock on wood, knock on wood, I've never had any client have any problem. If you're coming into the country with advanced parole, be prepared to be placed in secondary inspection. That's just default. But as long as the only issue you have is the unlawful presence, you shouldn't have any other issue. Generally, this is general information, nothing specific to your case. If you've got anything else like a criminal record or removal proceedings, anything outside of unlawful presence, then obviously you're going to be traveling at your own risk. If my visa expires as a student in the U.S. and I currently apply for I-140 EB2 nationally, can I travel out? What is the basis of you traveling? How are you going to come back in? Okay. Have been waiting for my second green card since 2022. Is it okay to apply for citizenship? I'm assuming you mean that you're waiting for a 10-year green card because you probably had a 2-year green card. I'm assuming. If that's the case, and then you are eligible for citizenship either based on 3 years or 5 years, depending on what your case is, then you may be eligible. I don't know anything about your case, just general information. I've applied for asylum since last 2022 December and still not in the system. What do you mean not in the system? Okay. Do areas of child support or taking government aid benefits affect marriage petitions? Generally, they can. That's the whole point of USCIS asking you all those series of questions, public charge questions in your I-485. So for generally marriage petitions, if you've received government benefits, you may have to file a waiver. I just general information, but that's usually an area where it affects that. Let's see. I had my vow approved 6 months ago. Congratulations. I-45 is pending. When shall I expect my green card? I cannot speculate to that. My father has green card. Can he apply for my brother to come to the U.S.? He is 42 years old, not married. He can apply for your brother, but your brother's the petition has to be approved. They send the file to the Department of State, the National Visa Center. When his priority date becomes current, then he can. Keep in mind, it is, I believe there is 2015. I think there's a 9-year wait, give or take, based on current visa bulletin. Okay. All right, let's go to Instagram. So for those, I see some of my clients here, y'all gonna be waiting on us. Keep in mind, today was my full day back in the office, and I had court half of the day, and I have court until Tuesday. So story of my life. I said that to say this: we've got quite a bit of work permits, Social Security approvals. Give us, I got someone who is going to be working over that tomorrow, but I have got OCD. I've got to review. Y'all don't understand. If you can work with me, you can work with anybody else. So give us till Monday to be able to sort all of this out. We got a ton of that to sort out. So give us till Monday. We will get all that across to you guys. So we appreciate your patience as we get back into the swing of things. Happy New Year, everybody. Epic Movements. You never responded to my email. I don't think you did. So Happy New Year, though. See, this year was going to be different. See in your face. I can be a time. I can. Because it's like, that lady is, and then she's going to be on me. Let me get there on time. It is already a blessed year. Let's see. Approved national interest waiver. Can I adjust status in the U.S. with pending asylum? Pending asylum is not a status. And if you have been out of your last status for more than 180 days, then you probably would not be able to adjust status in the country. But if you filed your asylum before you were out of status, then you haven't accrued a lawful presence based on that, and you should not need a waiver. And so based on that, you still have to leave the country, but you don't need a waiver. The question is, are you willing to leave the country and take that risk? And I have to clarify that, because a lot of people think, okay, you file for national interest waiver, you get the I-140 approved, or you get you go through an employer sponsored, either perm or Schedule A, you get an I-140 approved, and then you can file for green card. It still is going to depend on whether you are in valid status, especially for employment based. So, and keeping in mind, pending asylum, pending anything is not a valid status, no legal status, and allows you to stay in the country while your case is pending. Authorized stay is no legal status. Our green card specialist is back. Hello, Mr. Maggi. Oh my God. Oh, by the way, Mr. Maggi. So checking the account today, they've cashed the filing fee checks. So you should be getting your notices soon. You'll probably get yours before we get ours. Yes, Epic Movements. We're doing 8:30. It's a new year, new. I just felt I had to change my schedule, and a lot of people listen. I have to understand, and I think I'm getting there because for whatever reason, I just 9, 10 throughout this whole year is like, you know what, I'm going to bed. it took me a bit to adjust initially because it's like, okay, what do I do with myself? I had to intentionally get myself to take a break and shut everything down. No emails, nothing. Yeah, because I'm very obsessive with things. So let's see. Oh, I jumped. Sorry, I don't know how did I do that. Where did I stop? I stopped with. Oh, bear with me. Talking about. Oh well. Last price. Jale jale. Kini jale. Okay. I think okay, all right. Sorry if I missed your question. Please, and I don't get to you. Please just restate the question. File for about 3 months ago. Got a receipt notice in 2 weeks. 2 months later, transfer notice from Nebraska to Vermont. Curious, when should I expect a prima facie and work permit for 2 years or 5 year? If you filed an I-45 and you filed a C9 category, not C31. C31, if that's what you filed, you're not getting that until the value is approved in 3 years. If you filed a C9, you're getting a 5-year work permit now. When you should expect your prima facie determination or the work permit, that's something I can say. Go on uscis.gov /present times, and you will get the time frame there. Hello, Mr. Rotimi. How are you doing? Okay. Happy New Year. Applied for asylum in 2022. I did my biometrics November 17. Now received my work permit. Did you file for a work permit? Shay, did you file? That's my oldest son's name. Unuwashi. God has done this. Did you file for a work permit? Because the fact that you file for asylum doesn't mean they're going to send you a work permit. Did you file for the work permit? Let's see. Kubamet. Hey, yummy. Happy New Year. I had a wonderful celebration. I hope you did the same as well. There's what's not to love in New Orleans. Y'all, you just forget that life is existing anywhere because you're just on Bourbon Street and I don't drink alcohol. So I don't drink alcohol. I usually try to get virgin, whatever it is. Yeah. What's the promotion? It's a 30-minute consultation for 110 for the month of January. Hello, Miss Juliet. How are you? Happy New Year. Let's see. Can I attend an I-45 interview alone without my spouse going with me? Are you ready for your case to be denied? So that's the question answer to your question. Let's see. If your spouse is not willing to go with you, then you want to have your case evaluated by an attorney to see if you have an option to convert. But your I-45 is talking about spouse, that means it's based on marriage. Your interview notice states to come with your spouse. Asking for others that have requested. You're right. Does filing all forms and supporting documents guarantee a faster process or no? No, it has nothing to do with anything. Now, the fact that you file everything obviously doesn't prevent or the time that it takes for them to send you RFEs and all that. You're already, for instance, if you're not filing medical at the same time, which they encourage you to do that so that they can adjudicate everything at the same time. That's the difference it makes, but it doesn't change as far as processing time. Okay, let's see. Hello, finest Shandy. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. How can we reach you? Through a paid consultation. 334-341-4475. Someone will be able to assist you, or you can text the same number, text to the same number, and Lydia will get you the information you need to set up a paid consultation. Do I only do VA cases? No. I just mentioned that earlier, but when we started, what I actually do. We do VA. It's not VA, it's family-based cases too. But we do also do employment-based cases. We also do like H-1B, NIW, perm, and we also do humanitarian cases like asylum. Is it possible to apply for EB2 after a B1 visa expires while in the U.S.? Okay, again, the B1, the EB2 petition is a standalone petition. That's the petition. You can apply for that, and it's going to be approved all day, every day. It doesn't matter whether you're in the United States or outside the country. It's irrelevant. The question is, can you get a green card if you're not in a valid status through employment base? If you have been out of status for more than 180 days, it doesn't matter that you have an approved I-140 petition. You would have to leave the country to apply for a green card. Approved petition does nothing for you. It's an approved petition. I had an approved I-130 that was approved for me when my mom filed, but I got married. It was automatically revoked. So there you go. So an approved petition has nothing. It doesn't give you any benefit. It just gives you a foundation to apply for adjustment of status. Yeah, so we're glad to be back. Thank God. Okay, let's see. And all right, friend of Shandy, thank you for the referral. Can I apply for EB2 national interest waiver while still studying? And is it possible my dependents also get their green card if their application is approved? So if you're studying, so I'm assuming you're an F1 status. Hello, Ms. Giwa. I got that notice we were talking about today. I'll be in touch probably over the weekend. That I'm assuming that means you're an F1 status. So the short answer to that is yes. General information, nothing specific to your case. Once it's approved, as long as that's your spouse and underage children, meaning unmarried under the age of 21, those will be your derivative beneficiaries, and they would also be able to apply for green card based on an approved I-140 petition. Okay, let's see. Happy New Year. Wolo Abiola. No worries, Epic Movements. I understand. Listen, we're all trying to make ends meet in this beautiful country we found ourselves. I filed for VA in June, and my I-130 was denied in November. Does this affect my VA case? Generally, no. Okay. I did. I needed to just go. Your wife kept asking when the green card specialist will be. I like that. That's cool. Green card special. That's a good one. That's a good one. I need it. And that's why I'm still trying to get back into custody in court today. I told my caseworker, like, listen, just help me out because I'm still trying to. She goes, I got you. I think, but I needed to just shut everything down. I'm glad I was able to do that. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. Find it, Shandy. Okay. All right. That's what I was asking. Did they apply? Okay. All right. How long does it take to get rescheduled after applying for a reschedule? I asked for a reschedule due to health reasons. I want to know how long it may take to get. I can't answer that question. Every field office decides when to reschedule an interview. Okay, let's see. If my son is filing for me and I have 2 divorce decrees, do I need the 2 for filing? Yes. But your son is filing for you, even though it's not based on divorce, your marriage. I've seen that USCIS, for whatever reason, they ask for divorce, if the beneficiary or petitioner has been married before or divorced, they ask for divorce decrees. Like for instance, which was really weird. I filed the I-130 petition um for my ex-husband, my ex-mother-in-law, and one of the things they asked us for was my divorce decree from my ex-husband. I was like, for what? So it was funny to me sending them something that I had to remind you, like, yeah, that was kind of creepy. But he filed for some other. It's been approved now. But I was like, okay, what do you need it for? But so I would say you need to submit it just to be on the safe side. Thank you, Finance Shandy. Okay. Hello, Mr. Olani. What is a person who gets married after filing for a settlement, getting a work permit filed when petitioning for a marriage green card? I hope this makes sense. You need to speak with a lawyer and figure out what you need to do and what the process is. I-45 has been on case remains pending for so long. What can I do? If your case is still within normal processing time, which depending on what your field off is and how long it's taking your field off is, then it's still maybe within normal processing time. Happy New Year, Ms. Teju. Okay, let's see. Does my USCI spouse income matter when we are filing for marriage-based green card if we file our taxes jointly? Yes, because they don't care about how much you make. They care about what your sponsor, that is your petitioner, makes. Now, you can use your income if you file jointly, and as long as that source, the income source will continue after you get a green card. But your petitioning spouse must make enough to, based on the poverty guidelines that they have, to show that they are able, you're not going to be a public charge. Basically is what it is. I can imagine you in court from your interactions on the line. you can, I'm telling you, I don't smile. Like, I smile, but I get serious pretty fast, especially when somebody says something that just irritates the heck out of me. Or you say something that you're trying to say, I was wrong about something. I would drag you with words. See, I don't know how to fight, but I can fight you with words. Yes. Okay. Apart from marriage, what's the option for PR, work permit, overstay? Sit down with a lawyer to discuss your options. Let's see. How long after divorce can one get remarried? That is state-specific question, depending on your state of residency. Okay, no worries. All right, everyone. I think I got to most of the questions. There are a lot of questions tonight, and I know we're just coming back, and so that's expected. But y'all, I'm trying to also get myself in a space where I'm not working, because y'all, the whole of 2023, sometimes I'm up till, and I think Epic Movement can attest to this, and even Miss Sabina, I'm up to 2 a.m. reviewing cases. Sometimes Isaiah, for instance, he and I are up and we're still emailing each other at 3 a.m. I may have to, I'm hoping I don't have to this year, so I need to get a schedule that does not drain me. But I never felt drained because it was like, I'm doing what I love. I'm off watching TV and I'm like okay, this is madness. But I have to also understand that because I deal with migraines a lot, that's one of the things that my primary care physician and neurologist says I've got to work on, because a lot of the intention comes from being on the computer all the time. Health is wealth, as they say. But so I'm trying to keep it maximum of 1 hour with questions. We'll get to probably on Tuesday. We'll try to do questions depending on how my day goes in court. But before we go, this is a new year. This is a new year. It is another opportunity to get it right. It's a clean slate. I received a couple of emails from you on that is true, Ms. The Sanctuary. That it's like, yeah, we have a standard of email. We respond to emails within 72 hours. If you send me the same email in within a 72 hour period, you won't get a response until another 72 hours. But for the most part, I think we're pretty decent in responding to emails within 24 hours. But things happen. for instance, I was in court half of the day today. There's no how I'm getting the emails. I just need to dial back on that. It's just a whole lot. But it's a new year. It's an opportunity to start again, start afresh, believing and trusting that whatever it is that we weren't able to achieve in 2023, there's no one God has forgotten. It's just a matter of when and when. When and when. It's just a matter of when. It is not a case of it's not going to happen. It's when is it going to happen. And so I'm trusting and believing God that this year, 2024, there are some of our clients, I know they had a hard 2023. I have a lady here that I'm just so glad we're able to get her from the crazy marriage she was in and start afresh. But I'm truly believing and trusting God, because at the end of it, we can all go to school and learn things and all that. Yes, I'm a firm believer that Jesus gives us that knowledge. My faith is Christianity. Whatever it is that your faith is, as far as I'm concerned, we serve the same God. But Jesus gives us wisdom, knowledge, understanding. God gives whatever it is that I know how to do. It is because of the gift that God has given, not because I'm better than anyone else. We've all got our gifts. But I pray that God will meet us at the point of our need this year. I believe in declarations. I believe in speaking and declaring and decreeing things, even if it doesn't look like it's going to work out for you. I truly believe that once we know within our heart that it's not based on what we see, it's based on what we believe is going to happen. You've got to, I put something up, I think it was yesterday or today, that the tongue is a reflection and expression of what you believe or want for your life. You don't have to say. Sometimes it doesn't make sense. The Bible says Abraham hoped against hope. That's one of my very favorite Bible passages, because when you're hoping against hope, it doesn't make sense in your mind. But somehow, because you have this higher power, higher being, which is God, that is able to do the impossible. That is when you hope against. So it doesn't have to make sense to you. But I'm just saying, let's agree together that this year, yes, I'm going to share it, that this year you're going to declare that things you want for your life. And these are examples of things that I say. And if you want to repeat it after me, that's fine. Some of the things I have down for myself, and I have a vision board. I believe truly. I never used to believe in vision board, but I now believe in it, because sometimes seeing things is a reminder of not giving up. And seeing things is a reminder of what you believe you're going to be able to achieve. By the end of it, the most important part is putting it before the altar of grace. I start each year with everything, just me and God, and everything about my life I place before the altar of grace. My children, my businesses, my clients, my health, my wealth, everything, because we are nothing without the grace of God. So these are some of the things I have. I said in 2024, I shall meet with favor. And this you can tell yourself, because I always put my name, Abisola. Abisola shall meet with favor. I shall meet with excellence, abundance, overflowing grace, breakthroughs beyond human comprehension, wealth, perfect health. I shall not lack. My children shall not lack. I shall not die. My children shall not die. We shall not fail. We shall meet with increase. We shall succeed in all that our hands find to do. We shall receive news of joy in all our expectations. We shall receive news of joy in all aspects of life. That strangers will favor us, and they would work on our behalf. I truly believe that when God makes complete strangers to show you favor, the people in USCIs are complete strangers. But when God goes before you to show you favor, there's nothing anyone is going to do to stop that. Strangers will favor you and work on your behalf. That our businesses shall prosper. Our children shall excel. Our children shall be known as children of grace and excellence in all aspects of life. That all opposition against our lives, against our businesses, against our health, against our breakthroughs, God will silence. And all that God has destined to be ours, in 2024 and beyond shall find us and enrich us, enrich our lives in Jesus' name. That's just some of the things I mean, I got a whole lot because my mom used to say, "Agbára wo niyan, okay, agbára wo niyan tún ní?" Like, what other power do you have apart from the power of God? So if you know that is where I look up to the eyes where my help, I look up to the hills where my help comes from. My help comes from God, maker of heaven and earth. That is the power that I have. And if that's where your source of strength is, then you've got to declare and from your mouth to God's ears, knowing and truly and believing, because when favor finds you, when all your blessings are destined to be yours, locate and find you and enrich your life. There's nothing anyone is going to do to stop that. I pray this for myself, for each and every one of you. And if you want these declarations, I will put them up. I have quite a bit, but I'll get time and I'll put them up so that we can all share it together and believe and know. Because I go back to them. There are days that things don't work out the way we want them, we expect them to. But then we have something to go back and look at and remind yourself of those declarations. Then that re-energizes you and makes you keep going. So I'll see you guys next week. Let's see. I wish I could. I just don't have the time.